Hi, my name's Avery and this is my channel, That's So Avery. In this video, I will be filming a little behind the scenes of my week in the sewing room. So I do have some plans already for this week, as I always do. And my first and priority for this week is to make some long sleeve shirts that I can wear under sweaters. And the reason for that is A, I'm always cold, and B, without getting into too much detail, when I was a teenager, I got a really bad sunburn on my chest. And so the skin on my chest is different than the skin on the rest of my body. It's very sensitive, it gets bumpy, it gets irritated really easily. So a lot of the sweaters I have will irritate that skin on my chest. So I like to wear a long sleeve shirt underneath to keep me warm and to keep the fibers from rubbing against my skin and irritating it. So I have a pattern that I've used before, and I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce the sewing pattern maker's name. So I'll put a picture of it here, but it's called the Basic Bob Shirt, I think. And here is the one of the ones that I made last year. It's just a basic high neck fitted shirt. The arms are fitted so it goes really nicely under sweaters and things like that. And so I hope to make a couple more of those because that one's going to get worn out the amount that I'm wearing it, because like I said, in the winter I'm always cold. So I hope to make that in a couple fabrics, and I actually have those fabrics here. The first one, and this is the one that's my favorite of the three, but I'm not sure if I have enough to make the long sleeve shirt. And if not, I'll just save this for the summer and make it in a short sleeve shirt. But it's this rib knit. I got this from Joann. I think it was it might have been a remnant, but it's beautiful. I hope I have enough of that one. And then this one is going to be the first one I make to make sure I get the sizing and everything right. And I like this fabric a lot. I love the colors and the details in it, but it's not a flattering color for me, so that's why it would work. I can make use of it and it'll work perfect as an undershirt. And it's this beautiful, it's kind of like a baby pink fabric with flowers on it. I did find out once I just pulled this out and was looking at it, I think it's just a two-way stretch because it does not stretch very much that way. So I will have to keep that in mind when I cut this one out. And then for the third one, I've got a ton of this fabric. I absolutely fell in love with this fabric, and I don't think that this pink suits me, but I don't really care. So I'm going to make at least one out of this, and it's kind of like a pointel style, very soft, very cozy. I'm planning to make pajamas and things out of this as well, because like I said, I think I've probably got like 4 or 5 yards of it, but I'm going to make an undershirt out of that. And that's my priority because I don't want, I love making the really nice garments, but sometimes you gotta just stick to the basics and the things that you know you're gonna wear more frequently, because like I said, I don't want this one to get worn out. So that's my first plan for the week. My second plan is another dress like the one I'm wearing. This is the Harvest Moon dress. I've spoken about this one a couple times before, but I did get fabric to make one more a version of these, and the fabrics I got, I'll show them all together, are these. So the ginghams are the same colorway in different sizes, and then this really pretty deep red maroonish color. So I'll play around with those, figure out how I want to how I want to cut the pattern out in those, and I will take you along with me as I do that. And then for my third project, and this is if I can get to it, is a new pattern I just got. I've been waiting for this pattern to go on sale, and it finally did. It's M8553 McCall's pattern, and I'm going to make that in this beautiful baby cord. And this is not a super thick corduroy, so it's not going to, because the pattern has a gathered skirt, so this is not going to be super stiff with all those gathers. So I think it's going to drape really nicely, but we will see how that goes. So yeah, those are the plans for the week. I'm going to go ahead and change out of my outside clothes, put on some comfy cozies, and I will be right back. I'm back. It's Monday evening. It's about 5 o'clock, and unfortunately the sun's already setting, so there's not much natural light. So I apologize for the lighting situation, but I did just want to give y'all a quick update on what I got done last night. I finished the first undershirt. I cut that one, sewed it up and everything first so I could check the fit and make sure I didn't want to tweak the pattern at all. And the only adjustment I made to the pattern was I took 3 inches off of the longest length, and I did that before with my other version, so I knew that would be right around where I wanted it to hit. And I really like the fit. I tried it on. It fits me really good. The hem hits me right about level with my hip bones, which is perfect because for this shirt, since it's an undershirt, I will be tucking it into my pants most of the time. And that length is just perfect because it will stay tucked in without having a lot of excess fabric creating bulk around my midsection. So it was perfect. So after that, after I tried that on, I went ahead and cut out 2 more versions. I did the pink pointel hearts that I showed, and then I also did a second one in the same fabric as yesterday. And the reason I did that is because when I started working with this fabric, I realized it's pretty thin, and I think there are times when I would like a thicker version, and then there are times where the thinner version will come in handy, like for tighter sweaters and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have 2 of the exact same ones, and then one in the pink. So yeah, I got those cut out last night, so all I need to do is just sew those up. I think the one yesterday took me about an hour and a half from cutting out to hemming and finishing it up. So this shouldn't take me too long. I'm going to do them both at the same time. And yeah, so that's the goal for tonight. Hopefully I can get these 2 finished. Okay, so it is about 8 o'clock on Monday night. I did get both shirts finished. I had a couple silly mistakes that I made with the pink shirt. I sewed the neckband wrong sides together, so I had to recut that out. And I also, for some reason, when I was cutting it out, cut out 2 right sleeves. So I had to recut another sleeve. But those are done. I'm very happy with those. And since I had to pull out my cutting table, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the Harvest Moon dress really quick before I eat dinner. So I'm just going to share my plans, and this is dependent on if I have enough fabric to cut it the way that I want to. But the plan is to do the smaller gingham for the neckband and the sleeve cuffs, and then the front and back bodice in the red, and then the sleeves and the first tier of the skirt in this gingham, and then the bottom tier of the skirt in the red. So it'll be red, gingham, red, and then gingham sleeves. I think it's going to look good. We will see how it turns out, and that is the plan for the night, and I will check back in with you later.
Zoe, say hi. Say hi.
Hey y'all, it is Tuesday afternoon. I just finished my lunch and I decided I'm going to take a little break from work and get a little bit of work done on my Harvest Moon dress. I do realize how fortunate I am to be able to do that during the day. Like I said, I work from home. My boss is my boyfriend and he doesn't give me any kind of schedule that I have to follow, so I am very thankful that during the day I get these little breaks that I'm able to get some progress made on some of my projects. So I did get everything cut out last night, and now I'm just going to try to at least get the interface fused onto the neckband and the button placket. And I hate fusing interfacing. I hate the whole process of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. So the next time I pick up this project, I can start sewing right away. And yeah, so that's my update from Tuesday afternoon. And this is Zoe. Say hi. And we will check back in a little bit. I'm back. It's Wednesday night. It's about 6 o'clock and I'm about to start working on my Harvest Moon dress. I did get some of it started last night. I had a cup of coffee kind of late, so I still had energy when I got home. So I started working on it and I actually did make quite a bit of progress. I got the bodice sewn and the neckband and the sleeves sewn onto the bodice. I still have to sew the sleeve and the side seam. And I'm loving the way it's looking so far. The only problem I had was my neckband wasn't quite long enough, so I kind of had to stretch it to get it to fit. So there's a little teeny bit of, not gathering, but it's pulled tight right there. Yeah, I love the way it's looking so far. And so for tonight, I am going to sew the buttonholes and buttons on, and these are the buttons, just some basic buttons. I have a lot of really cool buttons, but this dress with the fabric and the patterns and everything is already going to be so busy, so I didn't want to complicate it more with different kinds of fanciful buttons. So I got, or I'm just going to use these. And after that, I'll sew the underarm seam and the side seams, and the instructions don't call for you to sew the cuffs onto the sleeves yet, but I'm going to go ahead and do that because it's easier to do that before the skirt is on and everything, I think. So buttonholes, buttons, sleeve cuffs, and then if I have time I'll get started on the skirt portion. But yeah, that's the plan for tonight. I also got a ring light, a cheap ring light from Amazon, so I'm hoping that's helping with the lighting situation. But yeah, that is my update for Wednesday night. Quick update, it is Thursday evening. I am sitting here with my cozy blanket. I just finished crocheting recently, and this is what it looks like. Super thick and super cozy. So yeah, this is keeping me warm tonight. This was made out of some Juicy Couture yarn that I got from Joann when they were closing. I got it for really cheap. And yeah, so I made the blanket. I love it, and it is extremely heavy, so I don't know how I'm gonna wash it, but we will deal with that problem later. So a quick update on the Harvest Moon dress. I got just about everything done last night that I was hoping, except for the sleeve cuffs, so I'm going to work on those now. And I also forgot to sew the buttonholes for the drawstring when I was sewing the other buttonholes, so I'll have to do that. And then I should be able to start work on the skirt. I don't think I'm going to get it done tonight, but if I have time to sew tomorrow, I should be able to wrap this project up tomorrow. And then that'll give me the weekend to work on other things, which I'll take you along with me as I do that. I don't think I'm going to sew the corduroy dress I talked about in the beginning of the video. I was placing another order with that same fabric store, and so I just went back to this fabric just to look over the details on it again, and I realized it said it's only like 40 some inches wide, so I didn't think I'm gonna have enough to make the pattern that I'm wanting to make, so I went ahead and ordered another yard, and I'm not going to start cutting that one until that fabric comes in. So I'll have to shift plans a little bit and decide what else I want to work on. Oh, but yeah, show you the progress really quick. This is how it's looking. I'm loving how all the colors are going together so far. And yeah, so that is my update from Thursday evening. I'm wearing my Faye blouse, which I absolutely love. And yeah, I will check back with you guys tomorrow. Hey y'all, it is Friday night now. I am sitting here with a warm cup of coffee because I have been very tired the last 2 or 3 hours, and I'm hoping this will help wake me up so I can get some sewing done tonight. I made a little bit of progress last night, but I did make a couple mistakes that cost me some time. The first one was I gathered up the bottom of the sleeve to put it into the cuff, and then sewed the cuff on the first part, and then I went to take out my gathering stitches, and I don't think I shortened my stitch length back from the longer stitch length of the basting stitch, and so I ended up just pulling all of the stitches that were holding the cuff on. So not only did the cuff come off, but now I had to regather the entire thing and resew it. So that cost me some time. And then I went to sew on the buttonholes for the drawstring, and I haven't been having a lot of trouble with my buttonhole foot recently, and that's because it sounds ridiculous, but I have my backup sewing machine set to just do buttonholes, so I don't touch any settings. I don't do anything but buttonholes on that machine. So it's been working great, and I went to sew the first buttonhole, and I think the difficulty was I'm just sewing through one thin layer of fabric. I think that contributed to it, and I think the bobbin thread was getting low, and sometimes when it starts getting low, it starts jumping around in there and just messing things up. So it ended up the thread kind of, it wasn't feeding through properly, so it got really all balled up, and trying to unpick a buttonhole stitch is really difficult, and I was really scared I was going to mess up my fabric, and then that would have ruined this whole dress. And there is a little bit of a tear in the fabric, or where the fibers kind of got messed up. And then I tested it a couple times on like a scrap piece, and I thought I had it working right, and I think I just got scared, so I kind of moved it around. So it's a very ugly buttonhole that I finally got done. I haven't cut it open or anything yet, but I'll show you. That's what it, you can see it was awful. I wanted to cry, but I didn't. And then on the second one, I think I got my settings back, although it looks like it stopped a little short, which is fine because it's not actually a button going through it, it's the drawstring. So I got that done, which took the majority of my time last night, and here's how it's looking. And here's the sleeve cuffs. Also, something's weird with the sleeve cuffs. That's how long they're supposed to be because you fold it in half, so I couldn't have got that wrong. But the way the seam allowance kind of stops there, and then you just have that thin bit of fabric, is kind of weird. It doesn't look too bad, but it just makes it look a little flat. I don't know, but it does look cool with the two different ginghams, I think. So yeah, that was mainly what I got done last night. I did get the pockets sewn onto the skirt pieces. So, oh yeah, I'm wearing my undershirt. These shirts have been so nice. I've been wearing them a lot. But yeah, so I got the pockets sewn onto the skirt. So I'm hoping to finish this dress tonight. And then tomorrow afternoon, it should be decent weather so I can get some pictures in it. I was thinking earlier, how am I going to get pictures of my clothes when it starts getting too cold outside to go out without a coat or anything, but I'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, so that'll get done. And then I did approved for a pattern test. It's a new jacket from Madswick. So I'm going to probably start on that this weekend. Before I got that email, I was planning on starting on a pair of oxbow pants that I want to make in a green, olive green corduroy that I have. It's just one of those projects I know I'm going to wear it all the time, so I don't know why I keep putting it off. I just need to get it made so I can start wearing it. So I'll probably, once I have my projector and everything set up and pulled out, because that's a little bit of a pain to pull out, I'll probably batch cut tomorrow. The oxbow pants, the jacket for Madswick, and probably maybe another project, just so I don't have to pull the projector out again for a while. So that is the plan for tonight, and I'm hoping I will have a finished dress to be able to show. And yeah, I'll check back with you guys tomorrow. Hey y'all, it's Saturday evening and I got the dress done last night. I absolutely love how it turned out. I'm going to put in some visuals so you can see how it fits and everything, but I'm very happy with the way this one turned out. I'm going to be wearing it all the time. And as far as today goes, I have not gotten anything done sewing wise. I spent the morning in nature with my mom birding, and we are birders. This time of year, the ducks and everything start coming back, and other passerines and other types of birds are migrating through. So you only get a chance to see them kind of as they're passing through. So this time of year, it's great to go out there and see what we can see. And so yeah, we just spent the morning enjoying that, not rushing too much. And so yeah, I may get some stuff still cut out tonight. I'm not sure. And if I don't get it cut out, then I will just push off my household duties and chores and cleaning, and I will cut out stuff tomorrow because the household chores can wait, in my opinion. But anyways, so for the Madswick test I'm doing, it is like a quilted jacket, and you can either quilt it yourself, and I think she has directions. I haven't read through all the directions yet, but you can either quilt it yourself or use a pre-quilted quilt or fabric that you can buy pre-quilted. And I'm going to use this. It's purple, dual-sided, so two different color purples. And this is a really big twin size comforter that I got at a yard sale for $1. And it was actually a lady's, her sons who went to college, and at college they have those, they're like twin size beds or full size beds, but they're extra long. So you have to get a special comforter for it, and then once you're done, you don't actually use it anymore. So this one is extremely long, so there's a lot of yardage here. So I'm going to make the coat out of this. And I think it's going to be reversible. I don't know if I want to make it the reversible option yet. I think it's an option. But at least I think I'm going to do, because it has two front pockets, so do the jacket in the dark purple and maybe do the pockets in the light purple. And then I did go out and pick some fabric for the binding, and I just got back from doing that. This was the one that I saw first that I really wanted to use because I love, I'll show it. I love how it's like the fall colors of like the mustardy with the purples, and the purples match perfectly with the dark purple and, oh my goodness, and the light purple, because it has both colors in there. So I saw this and they only had 2 fat quarters of it, and when I checked on the pattern, it says you need about a yard of fabric for the binding. So if I don't have enough in this, I did get a backup, which is the same fabric but a different colorway, and I like this one too. I just don't like it as much because it's not as fall colors, but this is a gorgeous color too. It's the same one, it's just in a pale blue color, and that also looks really good with the purple. So either way, I'm gonna have one of these or maybe both. I may mix them, I don't know. But that's the plan for that. I wanted to go ahead and have this fabric on hand for when I start cutting out. And yeah, so I may get some stuff cut out tonight. If not, it's going to be tomorrow. And yeah, I will check back in tomorrow. It's now Sunday, late afternoon, and I have been doing a little bit of cutting. I've still got a little more to do, and I think I'm going to spend the remainder of the evening working on the quilted coat pattern test for Madswick. And so I thought I'd film a little outro and just thank everyone for watching, and if you've stayed this far, thank you so much. I hope you consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. And this was a pretty realistic week in my sewing room, and I'm going to hopefully still film some different kind of videos. I'm still trying to find what works for me. So please let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions or anything like that on what I could do differently, or what types of videos you might like to see, anything like that. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening and a great week coming up.